Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy with one of the longest games which I'm going to be casting here on this channel. Once again, we have a great engagement in between the two pro players. This game has been played very recently in the year 2022 on the Valencia Dreamhack tournament. So it's just one game, a very long game, as you can see from the timer. We have spawning in the low left in the blue, it is MARU from South Korea, and his opponent in the upper right in the red, it is REYNOR from Italy. So nice international gameplay in between these two pros as they spawn here on Data C and ASL map. Yeah, let's just see exactly what is going to happen here, and I did watch a little bit of the replay. I'm of course not going to spoil it for you, as we see REYNOR already moving out here with his overlords. So yeah, what exactly are the strategies? Of course, many Terrans are known for their infantry, for their harassment with those medivacs, but some Terrans really like to go into those mechanical build orders, into those units, into those aliens, hellbats. Could be Tors, it could be tanks, could be even battle cruisers, nuclear launches, nuclear bombs. So yeah, everything could happen here, as we also have REYNOR, who is known for his Zerg harassment, for his nice queen gameplay. It could be also Hydras, it could be lurkers for him, later Ultralisk. So everything is possible into this long game. Of course, Vipers and Infestors might be an option as well for any Zerg in the late game. And yeah, let's not forget the snipers from the Terran, as we see REYNOR moving out really standard with a fast expansion, then into his extractor and spawning pool. Let's have a look at MARU. He's also going here for a fast expansion, really quick fast expansion. There is his barracks, so he saved up some money for that expansion. Also there is his refinery and the second refinery for him. We might see it an harassment with that Reaper by him. So yeah, let's see how things will unfold. The overlord is slowly but steadily making it forward here towards the base from MARU. Of course, this overlord is really important just to give vision what exactly the build order is from the Terran. Notice how nicely REYNOR is hiding that overlord in the back, just to do those rally points, just to see exactly what the main buildings from the Terrans are. And there is that factory, so we might see a 1-1-1 build order, this meaning one barracks into one factory, and later of course one starport could be added as well. And around the 2-minute and 45-second mark, we do also know of course that many Zergs will like to go into their second expansion point. And yeah, there is already really a 10 seconds faster second expansion point for REYNOR, as his overlord is also still roaming around. And yeah, let's see what MARU is doing here. Perhaps an expansion, but no, it's actually a factory, so a hidden factory for MARU. Let's see how long REYNOR is going to take to spot this out. I believe around the 3-minute mark. Yeah, his overlord is slowly but steadily going to come forward, so it's really important to have that overlord in the front, even if it's getting sniped. It's very important information for you as a Zerg. Even one Zergling gets here forward, but of course many Terrans really like to wall in off with those supply depots. Yeah, let's have a look what REYNOR is going to be doing. Still not moving forward with that overlord. Let's check his main really quick. No tier 2 yet, as he's still spreading more and more of those queen eggs, and really soon he's going to connect his creep in between his bases. Yeah, his overlord is still chilling around, as we see the first Hellions moving out by MARU. So it's mass Hellions and even another tech lab for him. We actually have blue flame being upgraded for those Hellions. Let's see, the overlord now finally comes forward, and he should see that second factory. So in come the Hellions, but of course queens are really tanky against those Hellions, and they are able to push this back, they are able to hold. Of course, Zerg is not as good as those queens. And yeah, in comes this overlord, sees now everything, even sees the starport. S1 Viking is of course ready to push this back, so MARU regrouping with 4 Hellions into the middle of the map. Really soon he's going to launch perhaps an attack against that mineral line from REYNOR, even sniping those eggs. And yeah, REYNOR of course spreading his units here. We have Roach Warrant, of course Roach Warrant really important to have against those Hellions. And yeah, we see also the production tab in the upper left part, just in case I'm missing something, you can check it out there. We also see a crab beetle here onto this map. So yeah, queens it is, more and more creep is getting spreaded. The overlord has been finally snapped, as we see the first medivac move out for REYNOR. No units into them, so he might pick up those Hellions in the middle of the map, and he might try to launch here an attack, but there are so many queens for REYNOR out, and let's see how this is going to unfold. as the Viking is getting pushed back. There is this one Medivac on a rendezvous mission with those Hellions. At the same time, REYNOR nicely moving a group of Zerglings into this location. We might try to attack here as well, but let's have a look at MARU with his Medivac. But there's 2, even 3 queens now here, so he needs to be really quick. Actually, he's going for those Hellbats, and the Hellbats much more tankier. So REYNOR has to micro those queens, and yeah, Hellbats also getting healed by this one Medivac, but the Medivac could be targeted. We even have a roach on the ground, more and more roaches are being added. Yeah, sadly for MARU, this isn't really working out, as his units are going to fall. Perhaps leaving them into Hellions and then trying to do a drive-by would have been an interesting idea, but then of course he's the best Terran, so knows exactly what he's doing. As REYNOR now moves forward, the door is open, and a little bit of a mistake here by MARU. He's now nicely reacting by clumping those SCVs together just to give them more tankiness. Yeah, in the end, not that many, but hold on, actually 5 SCVs have already been snapped. The Hellions have to return to kill those Zerglings, and even 8 workers now, so nice sniping for REYNOR. Really nice job by him. As we also see some of a small timing push around the 6-minute mark. Tanky roaches against those Hellions, doing really well. Of course, MARU has to micro the Hellions out of danger, but yeah, the roaches are really tanky. And yeah, REYNOR just showing his presence, but there are so many mines here for MARU, so he should be fine. Of course, he might even try a drop with some mines, could be a possibility. Let's check his main. Not producing that much, just a couple of one tank and some medivacs, as REYNOR is of course still staying heavily into those roaches. We see another drive-by, and this could be really good, but what a great reaction by REYNOR, blocking the entrance immediately, really fast with that evolution chamber. But yeah, at the same time he's also taking his expansion here, so what a nice move by him, blocking that entrance and producing more and more roaches. Of course, upgrades are also going out for him, as the MARU still tries to find, of course, a way through, and he is indeed preparing a mine drop. Let's see, where is REYNOR prepared for that? He actually even has 2 spores here, just 1 queen. But let's have a look how this is going to work out for MARU, as REYNOR is still roaming around in between bases. In comes the drop straight into the middle line. The Medivac is taking quite some damage. We do have vision, not that much, not that many drones have been killed, just 2 of them, so still a nice move, but REYNOR really fast into reacting. Slowly but steadily we're closing finally at the 10-minute mark. Yeah, let's see how those things will unfold. REYNOR still staying strong into those roaches, as queens are also moving out on the map just to spread more of that creep. So yeah, very interesting early game. Nice harassment by MARU, at least he tried to harass, but REYNOR really fast into sinking, really fast into reacting, so great micro, great response by him. And the MARU is not going to allow more and more creep spread. He's of course going to scan the area and kill as many queen eggs as possible. In comes another roach move out by REYNOR. At the same time, REYNOR is of course protecting this creep highway, interestingly enough, with those roaches, and he's actually moving out really strong now with his queens, laying more and more eggs. And let's see how exactly is this going to work out for him. Some Zerglings, no, it's actually more and more roaches and ravagers, so in comes a push by REYNOR with massive amounts of roaches. But there is a tank, actually there's 3 tanks in the back and some SCVs in the front just to give tankiness, but more and more SCVs will fall here. 22, the Marines are steamed up, so this is actually pretty good for MARU as a defense, but in the end he did lose 22 workers. He's going to snipe so many units, but is it worth it to lose so many workers? I believe so. So REYNOR now currently having 30 more workers against MARU. MARU will of course reproduce those units as fast as possible. Those SCVs, look at that, out of 3 command centers, but REYNOR is not going to stop here. He's once again pushing forward. Still the tanks in the back, they are the real damage dealer, nicely getting spreaded here by MARU just to avoid the Ravager balls. So yeah, really nice defense by the Terran. And let's have a look. REYNOR tries to come in from the back, but the splash damage is there by MARU. So maybe REYNOR is going to come down. Some medivacs with some marines in the air. MARU could try a counter push with those medivacs. His tanks need also some protection, so this is why he's still roaming around with his medivacs here. So let's see, he's actually leaving one medivac in the front. He's pretty empty, and yes indeed he's actually deciding to move out with 3 medivacs with sort of a drone drop, as the roaches are also moving forward here for Reynor. But yeah, Reynor needs to be careful. There is this drop happening and this hatchery is pretty much exposed, so nice decision here by MARU. Moving forward, he's going straight for the hatchery, not for the drones. He should be able to snap it, so nice job by him. I believe he's going to pick up really soon. And yeah, great stuff by MARU. Could have even stimmed and killed some of those drones, but in the end he decided to play it safe, just to not allow that more mining from the Zerg. At the same time, the Zerg has to of course retreat. He has to be prepared for any more drops. This is a nice fake move out here by MARU with one pretty much empty medivac, just one sad marine here with 4 kills though, so quite a hero marine for MARU. As another ball is coming here forward to MARU and the creep spread looks really nice here for Reynor. Yeah, what can he do against those tanks in the back? It's 2 tanks now. Once again he decides to snap the gas, and yeah, just showing his presence here, just not to allow and move out. At the same time he has to leave some defenses at home. This base is still pretty much exposed, so map wise Reynor really having much control here on the map against MARU. MARU turtling up a little bit with his tanks and with his infantry, just roaming around, just allowing Reynor to do the first move, but of course waiting for him with some great defenses here. This is also expanding and building more and more of those planetary fortresses indeed. So yeah, an interesting game. MARU once again tries to move out with his infantry, but there's even banelings now waiting for him, so of course the banelings a nice counter against those infantry. And yeah, still MARU roaming around with his doom drops here, but yeah, Reynor on the chase is not going to allow this to happen anytime soon. Might even try some Ravager balls to deal some damage here. Let's have a look at MARU nicely microing those medivacs out of danger, and he might try once again to attack here. There are some spores and even spines being created. Yeah, if MARU is really fast with his team, could deal once again some damage against this expansion point. Still nice reaction by Reynor. Yeah, MARU is killing some Zerglings and just going to retreat. At the same time his second task force moving here out on the map. This is killing more and more of those eggs, and he might even try to snap this expansion, but Reynor also has some units here, so it's really important to have your units split up just to be ready to defend or ready to attack. So yeah, MARU does this really nicely. Of course the medivacs are a great advantage for the Terran player against the Zergs. Zergs also have overlords with speed, could be an option here, but we could also see some worms, some Nydus worms would also be a nice option here by him. Yeah, let's have a look at those players have calmed down a little bit as we have passed of course the 10-minute mark. Still anyone's game, still a nice game here by them. What exactly is going to happen is we see roaches, ravagers and some banelings for Reynor. What he might try to go for some lurkers. He has indeed a hive, so we might see some other units here as well. Infestation pit, evolution chamber with those upgrades. And then MARU, let's check his main really quick. He has lots of barracks and just 2, no actually 3 factories, so we might go more into those mechanical build orders. Only 1 starport, so we're not going to see so many air units. But now let's see, have a look at this drop once again, as this hatchery is pretty much exposed. In come the defenses, and MARU not paying attention, his infantry taking quite some damage here as he's just lifting up and trying to go for the next point. This could be an interesting decision, but we do have some Vipers with some infestation here against those medivacs. Nice chop here. I believe they're called parasitic bombs, so much damage being taken out of those medivacs. In the end MARU is going to pick up, but he might eat another parasitic bomb. Let's have a look. He's finding a nice ledge here for those medivacs, but they will be sniped. 2 drones have fallen as more and more energy is getting sucked out of those Vipers. At the same time we see another engagement here, so lots and lots of action. Of course, due to those medivacs, MARU has that mobility, but Reynor is going to respond so really quickly with his roaches. Once again targeting that gas, and the Bane is also getting pretty good connections here. Get a condenser, has to lift off, it has to get repaired, and we finally see some snipers. But the snipers really important unit later on to have to snipe those, perhaps those ravagers, even some banelings could be sniped. So nice job here by MARU, of course, showing us the strengths out of those snipers. Let's have a look, another engagement here as REYNOR is coming forward with his roaches, with his ravages, the banelings, getting some nice product, apparently taking down some SCVs, many SCVs actually. And a really nice job here by REYNOR actually hurting MARU, so MARU in a little bit of danger zone here as he's dropping to 67 workers versus to 86 from REYNOR. So yeah, REYNOR getting some good connections, and now finally we have Ultralisk. So yeah, Ultralisk, the answer from REYNOR. Let's have a look. Those snipers are of course really strong against any unit. They could snipe those Ultralisk with lots and lots of energy. You might even see some nuclear launches out of them. But now MARU just using them defensively, as the tanks are also nicely spread here. REYNOR just roaming around with many banelings and getting some good connections here. Sadly MARU not paying attention. She has lost so much from his units there, so a good job by REYNOR. Of course every unit counts a lot now, every mineral and gas counts in such a long and great macro oriented game by them. Let's have a look. REYNOR decides to change tactics, change the position. He has Vipers moving forward with his Zerglings, but here's that EMP against those Vipers. We're blinding clouds against those tanks, and the Ultras are now moving forward with their splash damage. So much damage being taken out of MARU as the Banelings just keep rolling in. The snipers are nicely kiting back and forth. There is detection, so this is exactly why MARU tries to snipe those overseers. The expansion has to be lifted up, as we see some Thors now getting added. Thors really nice. This one only 8 HP, I believe it should be repaired really quick by MARU. So yeah, once again the snipers are going to snipe some of those units. The Ultra is forwarding really nicely here. And yeah, great defense once again by MARU, as REYNOR of course waits for his reinforcements. He waits for those Zerglings in the front, for the banelings also to roll here forward. He knows he has done quite some damage, and MARU tries of course to spread his units as much as possible. Really nice job hiding his tanks in the back, behind those plants. Very beautiful plants here on this map. Also some beautiful mushroom looking like mushrooms here. So yeah, let's have a look how the games will unfold as the Zerglings are moving now finally forward in the front, exactly where they should be, but using like a command center protecting those tanks in the back. In come the banelings, they keep rolling forward. There's a nice blinding cloud, but those Thors are really tanky. Tanks are also very tanky. In the air, the planetary fortress deals quite some great splash damage. His MARU is going to hold, actually he holds really well with those hidden tanks in the back. Nice ledge being found here by him. So we have very beautiful maps, very nice plans here onto this map, as here REYNOR has to of course lick his wounds and stay back a little bit as he's adding more and more banelings. Of course banelings a good answer against the infantry from the Terran. They're also very good to snipe those SCVs. You see this base here is pretty much exposed. Same can be said about this one here from REYNOR, as more and more scans go out by MARU. And yeah, nice spread by him. He's adding more and more of those marauders, also really tanky. And yeah, snipers it is of course for him. Very good against those infestors, very good against the Vipers. But yeah, REYNOR goes very heavily into those Zerglings, and I'm sure he's going to be able to snipe this base. The banelings do roll in, 10 workers have been killed, and the player is also getting sniped. So nice pickup by REYNOR, as now MARU finally has to answer somehow. He's dropping a little bit low into supplies. Workload is still 20 less against the Zerg. So yeah, REYNOR just keeps expanding all over the place really nicely. As we see, even a Nydus swarm now being added. We have an overseer here and then a Nydus swarm, and I don't think that MARU has everything here to defend. At the same time, REYNOR just move forward with his banelings, with his fortress. We did have one Liberator in the air, and then the Nydus swarm in the end getting sniped. But the real action is happening here, as some harpoons are happening now against those tanks. So nice harpoons by those Vipers against the tanks here. Really nice job by him. See, once again REYNOR retreating a little bit, but with those attacks at the same time he's also expanding. So more and more, look at the minimap, more and more belongs here to the Zerg. So such a hard game by MARU against REYNOR. So REYNOR also preparing once again a little bit of pieces here, 3 pieces for the hatchery from the overlord. So nicely done by him. Let's have a look at MARU as he's roaming around. He's just patrolling here the proximity. And yeah, REYNOR once again deciding to attack. We see once again a Nydus swarm being prepared here. Is MARU ready for this? This could be really deadly against his production buildings. Let's have a look how he's going to react to that. Is REYNOR also attacking? At another point, no, MARU is just going to pick up here a Tor warship and he's going to attack this worm. With a very late reaction here by MARU, this could have been really deadly against his production buildings. But the Tor is really nice, dealing quite some good damage against the worm. And yeah, let's see how the game is going to unfold now as we're at the halftime, at the 20-minute mark here. Such an interesting game. Infestors could be used, of course, with mind control against the Liberators, even against the Tors. Even some tanks could be mind controlled, as we do see a move forward, but those Marauders in the front are really tanky, just to give those snipers the opportunity to snipe those units from the Zerg, those Ultras. And we now see a transition from REYNOR. Of course, his economy is allowing him to go for those Broodlords. Broodlords really strong against any ground unit. And look at that, he's even attacking with the Spores in the front. MARU is also going to prepare here his command center. Might go for a planetary. The Queen lays her eggs, but she has to be killed. And yet the Broodlords not finally are being shown, but the Tors are a pretty strong counter towards those Broodlords. Still lots of Spores here, interesting enough for REYNOR. Maybe fears some battle cruisers in the end, or maybe he just wants to have detection against those snipers, against some nukes, for example. Yeah, and the Broodlords in the back being backed up by those Vipers. So an interesting mix here by REYNOR as he's going to attack those rocks to create space, and now even going for those SCVs. So such a hard game for MARU indeed. He's taking more and more damage, more and more SCVs will fall here for him. So such a hard game. The Tor's not really getting any connection, and we even have an Infestor. You might see some fungals go out as the planetary fortress is getting repaired now. As more and more units are going forward. And yeah, the planetary taking quite some damage. You can see these once again are falling left and right. Infestors still want, of course, to cast those units, those spells. And 18 SCVs have fallen. Such a nice mix of armies for both players. And we even see the Vipers once again sucking energy out of that hatchery. 23 workers have fallen here. 4 MARU is dropped to 41 workers versus 84 for REYNOR. So REYNOR with a double amount of workers. MARU knows he has to make something happen. He's going for a counter-attack. He's not going to allow any more move-outs by the Zerg. So many expansion for the Zergs. As the family is also going to snipe some of those workers. Really strong stuff. In the end by MARU knows, of course, he's behind in workers, behind in economy, so he's sniping some of those hatchery. He's sniping the new hatcheries. As even this one Liberator is going to kill this one Queen, and he might try to kill more and more of those drones here. Those drones are very much exposed. He's going into Hellion, so he's going for a chase here against this choo-choo train. Look at that. Kills, 21 kills, nicely done. And yeah, Banings are preparing an attack here for REYNOR. So finally 21 workers as REYNOR has fallen as well to 58, so good reaction by the Terran. Of course, the best defense is the attack for the Terran, as he's moving here forward with his snipers, with his Tors and some tanks in the back. So pretty heavily mech orientated game by MARU, not going mass bio, not going mass marines with medivacs. Decides to go for quite heavy number of Hellbats here. This is going to perhaps attack. REYNOR is going to prepare a nice position. Of course, he's going to try to surround the Terran army. MARU knows this here. This is why spreading those units, even having a command center in the air just to give him as much vision as possible. And they're just scanning the map at the same time. Once again, we have a worm. At the same time, we have a nuke here. So nukes versus worms into this crazy game here, as the tanks will take out of some of those force. So yeah, nice stuff here by both players. It's just a couple of Zerglings are moving forward, but yeah, like I told you, every kill counts. And those Zerglings are able to snipe 2 tanks, and they might even snipe this one Tor as it has been picked up and saved. At the same time, the command center giving vision. Another attack here by REYNOR with his Broodlords in the air with some Vipers. And yeah, MARU is not going to allow this expansion. He is going to expand himself here into this location. moves forward with his strong force. Let's see what's the answer from REYNOR, still staying strong into those Broodlords with workers. As we see the gas being attacked now, of course the command centers have to lift up. MARU is very far away, so he has to make up his mind, he really has to retreat. There is no teleportation ability just like in the Protoss. So MARU very far behind, but REYNOR decides not to engage. If he would have engaged, perhaps MARU would have taken this chance to attack here. But yeah, both players, just like in a game of chess, are just roaming around, just waiting, just trying to read the next move of the enemy. Really nice stuff here by them. Yeah, just a couple of Zerglings once again moving forward. But yeah, Zerglings are really cheap, and yeah, those Banelings in the end take quite some damage out of that planetary fortress. Really so much damage here being dealt against the Banelings and Zerglings, so that planetary fortress doing its job really nicely. And yeah, MARU, I believe, is only mining from this expansion. Not that many minerals here for him, so hard game. At the same time, he's also going to take the upper left part, so transitioning here. Also see some changelings moving out for REYNOR. REYNOR also defending his last expansion as well. And he is also trying, of course, to get the Terran back at home with those Nydus worms. But yeah, though, MARU is going to stay here into the proximity of those two new bases that are mining now for him. And yeah, he knows those bases are very important. Scanning this location, not that many minerals here for REYNOR. This is now expanding into the lower right part, so those players exchanging the map, exchanging the position, as we still see the worm is going to get pretty much sniped here. And we might see a strong engagement into the upper part from the map as we're closing the 30-minute mark. More and more units getting picked up by MARU. Let's see how this is going to unfold. Another worm is getting spawned here, and MARU is just going to ignore this one as he's moving out with his units into the upper part. So this will be his next target. But of course the low right part is also nice important target here, as this one Tom is going to engage the worm. But yeah, some Zerglings to pour here out, or should be okay. We see yet another Nydus worm here by REYNOR, so nice abusement, as we see another nuke getting prepared here by MARU. So yeah, once again, worms versus nukes it is for both players. MARU is of course known for nuking his own units. It could be a possibility. He hopefully will not try this. Of course it happens, we all make mistakes. So let's hope that this time he's not going to nuke his whole army. It would have been of course a nice nuke just to kill so many of your own units, really deadly and strong. Yeah, let's hope he's not going to be doing that, as this would have also been a nice target. Those Broodlords not that much mobile against the nuclear launch, but there are overseers in the air, of course, really important to have against the nuclear launch. Yeah, let's see what is going to happen. Of course the snipers are in the front and they might try to snipe so many units, but REYNOR retreating back home. So every mineral is really important here. The last minerals are getting mined out, the last gas is getting mined out, as we have so many towers, 6 towers, and some hellbats with those snipers, with the medivacs. Let's check the army from REYNOR. Massive amounts of Broodlords with infestors, so yeah, the infestors could be used, could be borrowed, and just mind control those towers. We even have some lurkers now, of course lurkers with that splash damage really strong. Dark has shown us this against Hero. So let's see, an attack is finally getting prepared here for MARU, but at the same time now REYNOR is moving forward. Both players once again deciding to exchange blows, attacking each other. We see an EMP, so where did that EMP happen? Those snipers are invisible, but now they're being caught up with blinding clouds, and the other overseer sees all of those snipers, so REYNOR has to move forward, but at the same time MARU losing quite a huge amount of those snipers. In the end he just left them behind to EMP those units, and now he might try to snipe some of those Broodlords. Of course every kill counts here. Like, look at that, Broodlords dropping really low, and the snipers also getting attacked here, but there's not that much vision being left for REYNOR. So such a smart move here by MARU, sniping those Broodlords. Now finally they're getting healed by the queens, but at the same time he did snipe this expansion, losing his expansion here as well. But long distance mining is happening now for him. As yet the snipers have once again shown us their abilities in the late game. Really strong unit you have. Look at that, not that much unit, not that much mana being left for them. So much mana is being cost to sniping those Broodlords here, so nice job. At the same time, some Zerglings will be taken out here for REYNOR. So REYNOR has to, of course, to retreat. And yes, still anyone's gain. Let's check the workers. 30 to 35 army wise, they're pretty much the same. Actually, the army from MARU at 165 versus 160. So that supply is pretty much all army for both players. Not that much mining, of course, needed. Both players are pretty much concerned with their army into the late game. And yeah, we have passed the 13-minute mark. Every base counts here a lot, and both players have calmed down a little bit. They will protect their last remaining expansions here, their last remaining bases. And yeah, this base is pretty much being mined out, as REYNOR, of course, focuses here is long distance mining. And MARU actually prepared for more and more bases, just in case one base is getting shut down. He has those reserve command centers here, as REYNOR is just moving around, roaming around. And this base could also be really attractive for both players. Let's see, MARU slowly but steadily preparing his defenses here. He knows that that base would be really important. I believe it's the last minerals on the map. Here are just the remaining some minerals. And this one is also really important, but this base right here is not actually being mined out, so this could be really important for them, as MARU knows this. Of course, he has his siege tanks in the back. He's moving forward with his hellbats towards the in the back. The damage scan is going out, so MARU knows pretty much where REYNOR is. There is his main force, as REYNOR will, of course, abandon this expansion point, given the fact that he has the bases in the lower part. So such a nice army here by MARU, with those stores, with his tanks, with his hellbats. Actually only one tank here in the back, with 37 kills though. So nice commander here in that siege tank. And yeah, we still have lots and lots of infestors, so this could be the answer from REYNOR against those stores. Mass infestors with mind control. It could be even mass fungals, could be. I don't see any vipers. Vipers would also be interesting to see with blinding clouds. Let's have a look. Both players all roaming around, both players staying, of course, close to their bases, as those bases are really important. The last mining location for both of them, like I told you, just like in a chess game here. But yeah, it's actually Starcraft. So many eggs here by REYNOR. Perhaps he's trying to give us a message here with those. Oh, I believe it's a 1 here. What could this be here? Some sort of a worm or a liberator looking like egg. Yeah, interesting stuff here by REYNOR. Such a nice move by him, spreading that creep all around the map and even spreading more of that creep. Yeah, let's see how things will unfold. Both players are pretty much calming down now, playing very defensively, just inviting each other to attack, to do the first move. The scans go out, so MARU knows exactly what the unit composition is. There are those lurkers, but he will be, of course, the main target from the snipers. And so many Broodlords still in the air. So Broodlords versus Tors and snipers. Let's see how this is going to unfold. And a lucky move out here by MARU, as REYNOR is pretty much allowing him here to mine. So MARU immediately sending out those mules. This is really important. This base here, it's actually a planetary fortress now, as MARU is roaming around the map, slowly but steadily closing more and more over towards REYNOR. So yeah, REYNOR allowing MARU to take this expansion point. I believe he should have vision really soon. Perhaps he's going to send out some of those scouting Zerglings or maybe some overseers. He's trying slowly but steadily to move here forward. He has some vipers in the air. And the Broodlords will, of course, slowly but steadily take out building after building. Remember, you can win a StarCraft 2 map by just killing the buildings from the opponent. You don't have to necessarily kill his army, you can actually kill all of those buildings and you would be the victor. But yeah, the Terrans do have those planetary fortresses. They're really strong. Could actually even create an army of planetary fortress, just uplift them and drop them straight to the Zerg army. We do have an attack, but there is a nuke, so REYNOR needs to be careful. Nice EMPs, nice blinding clouds, nice liberators in the air. Finally, we do have a siege going on from MARU. MARU knows, of course, the attack is the best defense, as he knows the last mining bases here are in the lower right part for REYNOR, where the snipers are prepared with lots and lots of energy. and lots of liberators, actually only 2 of them. Force in the back, not that many tanks, just those towers. So MARU pretty much heavily relying onto those towers against those Broodlords here, and we have some spores in the front just to give protection. Only 1 tank that is going to shoot here into those spores, slowly but steadily clearing them out. So really interesting map here, interesting game in between them. Slowly but steadily the other bases will be mined out. We have a nice nuke being prepared by MARU. REYNOR is of course going to react as fast as possible, but a spore and a spine is being left behind. So the spine and the spore will be killed, so good stuff here by MARU as slowly but steadily he's moving forward with his liberators, just inching every centimeter of the map. And the other tank is also here prepared as he sees the lurkers now finally going to deal some damage. And in come the Broodlords from the back, so here go the EMP straight, really nice. The Taurus will of course be able to clear off those Broodlings. But there's so much nice fungals here by REYNOR against MARU. Let's have to retreat, and the other Broodlords just kiting nicely back and forth. The snipers going on, the Ravagers, the Liberators in the air, dealing good damage, and in the end, yeah, MARU has to retreat a little bit as those Broodlords just spawning so many Broodlings on the ground are really deadly. The other Broodlords are not being touched that much, just some couple of snipers. Let's see how many snipers are being left here. 4. Those are Taurus, of course. Where are those snipers? Yeah, there are those snipers. Really good amount of snipers. MARU decides to change the way. Going to clear this secret message out of those Queen Eggs by REYNOR. And we actually see once again liberation zones, but at the same time we see a move out here by REYNOR with a couple of Zerglings against the base from MARU. At the same time, a nice interesting nuke, but he's getting of course spotted. We see the sniper here in the back with that nuke. REYNOR doesn't have to make any mistake here. Hopefully he's not going to move those. He might lose one Brood. Oh, he's actually taking some damage. So careful REYNOR against those nukes. Perhaps was busy microing those Zerglings in the lower part. We find once again a great fungal against all of those liberators. Nice spawning of those Broodlords. So many Broodlords here for REYNOR as the blue Hellion flames will be taking care of that. And the tank is still alive. They're killing so much. 29 kills for him. And some Zerglings are in the back being annoying, of course. So army wise now REYNOR all of a sudden having more army supply as the Vipers do suck more HP out of that hatchery just to give them more and more mana. So the Infestors and the Vipers will be really crucial, of course, in the late game. The Vipers could cast some blinding clouds against those towers. We even see some SCVs moving forward just to repair, some mechanic SCVs here just to repair the mechanic units from the Terran. Let's see another nuke once again. Has to be careful, the queens are really close to this proximity, so REYNOR must of course out micro them. Even the spores getting pulled back. So let's see the one sniper here ready to snipe the eggs. The eggs have fallen here for the Zerg. The tanks are moving forward but a little bit exposed. Nice fungals, and in comes MARU slowly but steadily with his liberation forces, with his Taurus. One Taur a little bit exposed, getting harpooned, getting killed. So nice job. Of course the Vipers are being used with harpoons, not blinding clouds. Yeah, the Broodlords will of course stand no chance against the blue Hellion units here. So yeah, nice job here by both players. But so many more Broodlings are getting spawned, and we have a nice engagement here. So much damage being taken left and right as the Vipers try to suck more HP. And yeah, the Taurs are still standing the ground, the Hellbats as well. The 2 Taurs have fallen here, so the Broodlords aren't really getting touched now. Finally the snipers try to get some connections. But yeah, such a nice game, and we even see another nuke. REYNOR needs to be really careful. This overseer is very close. The drones are getting pulled back, but this base is of course already being mined out, so MARU taking quite some damage. He's already at 100. Actually he's rebuilding more and more of those units. But what exactly is he going for? More Taurs, more Hellbats and Snipers. So this seems to be the answer for the late game Terran versus a Zerg. As the incomes once again, REYNOR with his forces, with his Broodlords, liberation zones, Hellbats, Snipers, everything you have. And let's see how this is going to unfold. As finally we're closing at the 40-minute mark. Still both players maxed out. Lots and lots of army supply for them. Great high APM, 400 APM for both of them. I believe there's even some paramedics perhaps standing by against this for them in case they're feeling ill, in case there's just too much stress for them to handle. Well, let's see what exactly is going to happen. See, more and more Broodlords are finally going to be launching those Broodlords towards the army from MARU. Still tanky, but such a nice kiting going back and forward here by REYNOR. The Liberators are dealing damage, nice EMPs. Let's see what exactly is going to be happening. So many Broodlords. There, those Hellions really take care of those, and the snipers try of course to kill those units. Nice fungals now going out towards stand their ground once again. And yeah, great damage in between them. MARU still taking more and more casualties. So those Broodlords are nicely being put it back and forward. As they're finding more and more of those Broodlings are getting spawned. And yeah, those Taurs will stand their ground once again. Snipers are getting invisible. They try of course to snipe those units, and finally they're going now for the Broodlords, but the fungals go out. Another fungal here, and the snipers will slowly but steadily fall. The Taurs are also taking quite some damage. The Broodlords are still in the air. So many Broodlings are getting spawned, and the Broodlords aren't really getting touched here, so MARU in some serious trouble. Still taking more and more damage, going on with more and more scans. And is this going to be the final blow here for REYNOR versus MARU, as the Taurs also getting sniped here? So let's see what can be the answer here for MARU, as the Zerg will get a nice round against the Taur. And yeah, he has to retreat. He still has some snipers, not that much energy. But what a crazy game here, as still some mining going on for REYNOR. But remember, this mine is really important for MARU, as he has more and more supply here of minerals. And yeah, the slowly moving army from REYNOR, it's still massive amounts of Broodlords and some Infestors. Of course, the Infestors really strong. And yeah, MARU somehow with a good economy still being able to create more Hellbats, those Hellbats just to counter the ground forces, especially those Zerglings, especially the Broodlords. Let's see, things will calm down a little bit. And yes, 700 APM here for REYNOR. He's really strong with his actions per minute, so such a crazy game. See, MARU knows of course this base is really important. He's heading straight towards it as he's preparing more and more of his units. Some medivacs are being produced, some snipers. We can see of course the production tab, and some queen eggs only here by REYNOR, as we have another whirling in the air. So finally they have calmed down a little bit of HP is getting sucked for some mana for those Vipers. And let's see, MARU should of course defend, but no, he's actually moving out with his forces. He's feeling really confident. He knows that REYNOR doesn't have that much of an economy being left. REYNOR actually only at 20 workers, 27 for MARU, but MARU could of course call some mules. Would be a good position here for the Zerg. He does harpoon some of those Taurs, and two Taurs will get sniped immediately. Such a nice fungal once again, as the Hellbats will be surrounded. In come the Zerglings from a nice flank here against MARU. But yeah, those Hellbats are still alive, and the Zerglings just manned here against those Hellbats. In come the Broodlords in the front. They're quite being exposed here against so many snipers. Snipers dealing quite some damage. REYNOR still tries to fight back and forward, so lots and lots of damage for both of them. The reinforcements are getting intercepted by the Broodlords. The snipers are engaging here. And yes, let's see, it's still a balanced game, still an anyone's game. With 80 army for MARU, 68 for REYNOR. The tanks are more tanks, it's actually Taurs. And yeah, let's see, are there more fungus, but no, such a great EMP against those Infestors. And yeah, still snipers on the ground, still Taurs, very tanky. Really crazy game in between them. Of course, this base is getting scanned. The last mineral patches will be cleared really soon by MARU here. This is moving forward. REYNOR will try perhaps the same thing here against this planetary fortress. And here finally MARU comes here for such a crazy game. 18 workers only here, actually 11 only here for REYNOR, as he keeps losing more and more of those workers, and in the end REYNOR is GGing out, so MARU taking this game in the end. Such a crazy game. Of course, REYNOR realizing that those snipers would have been enough for MARU to take out his army, and the Taurs were also really strong. Such a crazy game in the end. REYNOR dropping to 3 workers and only having 55 supply of an army, 94 supply for MARU. Really intense game. At one point I was thinking that REYNOR would have be able to kill MARU with his Broodlords in the air, but yeah, MARU somehow finding the economy to replenish his sniper forces, and those Hellbats, those Liberators, all of those units really strong for a late game. So such a crazy game. I really hope you guys enjoyed this crazy almost 45 minutes game here in between them. Really nice game. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be seeing, of course, in the next replays. This has been played in Valencia 2022 Dreamhack. So yeah, a very long game, a nice series. Actually no series, just one game. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be seeing you, of course, in the next replays. This is Tommy signing out.